was barely on there. Okay. It's not like it's holding anything important in or anything, luckily. Alright. Well.
Maturing is realizing that the cutting edge is always dulled. The more aggressively this edge moves, the faster it is destroyed. A trend is defined as a general direction in which something is developing or changing. In 2026, it could be said that trend is more influential than ever, developing and changing at a speed that leaves many in the dust, a speed that to the non-chronically online almost seems inhuman. Whether it's already being replaced or has just taken the world by storm, the destiny for any trend was written before it ever began. This, however, doesn't have to be your destiny. In the age of constant wave chasing, one must ask themselves why the ocean is there in the first place. Is it simply a vehicle by which one moves from one wave to the next? A tool bringing its user to measurable, ever-increasing heights? Or is it more than that? Is this ocean, or rather your life, something to be understood more abstractly?
The tricky part is getting this down without it smacking me in the face.
What you're seeing now is the result of me chasing numbers, horsepower in particular. So much so that I'm having to remove a several $1,000 transmission for a refresh. Chasing these numbers, just like chasing followers, gym numbers, money goals, all have one thing in common. Someone's will always be bigger. Someone will always have a faster car, a bigger bench, more money, a blue check mark. The point remains. Letting your goals and therefore the direction of your life be dictated by measurable means will put you in a perpetual state of falling short. Some means, however, are immeasurable. That is the topic of this video. Before digging into what exactly these immeasurable means are, how the hell did you start living your life based on numeric standards anyway? Be it social programming, herd mentality, or even them.
Okay.
It's as if there's some invisible force driving all the modern age into empty competition with one another. Not for survival in a natural sense, but for novelty. Not to bring everyone together as a team, but to keep each other down. Whatever the cause may be, we all see it. Your only way out? Transcendence.
The easiest way to take a bolt out is find out it's already missing.
What you may need is a strong shot of, I'm not judging myself by their standards. In short, to change the way you're structuring your goals. It's the difference between records and satisfaction, between recognition and fulfillment. The key difference here is that relative measurable means are based on your existence and performance as it pertains to others, thereby pawning off the standard by which you are judging yourself onto an outside force. How tragic. Within you runs the same blood that ran through the veins of Napoleon, Roosevelt, Schopenhauer even. Yet you leave your divine will squandered as if there were no potential to become who you really are. Great men of history wouldn't rest until their names were so tightly woven within the human story that they're passed down through generations. Yet you feel powerless to even individualize yourself within your own generation, within your own life. Starting now, you no longer care about the wave. Its destiny is to crash. You will train yourself to look at the essence of what others are doing, finding inspiration in its timelessness. Have you ever been inspired by view count, follower count? The numbers can be impressive in their own right, yes, But does seeing a piece of art designed to accommodate to the lowest common denominator make you feel anything? It's the beating of a dead horse. It's the marvelization of cinema. It's the creative equivalent of the eat, sleep, game, repeat t-shirt from Walmart. That's not for you, is it? The question now becomes, where do I find meaning outside of trend? Outside of the short-term importance placed on whatever's in the spotlight for the time being? The answer is in what has been there the whole time. Not what comes onto the scene and ruffles feathers for ruffling feathers' sake, but in ideas that have endured the judgment of trend. Artifacts of history that, regardless of the context of their time, command their respect. It's the feeling you get when you read classics, or study art, or listen to a killer song that has existed since before you were even born. For the layman, the number chaser, the hive mind mask wearer, its time has come and gone. But for us, it has never left. And that is even more impressive. Why? Because as you become more fond of people, ideas, or things that are not motivated by trend, you realize that what you're participating in isn't made for a short-term audience. It's not a disposable item. Rather, like the Great Pyramids of Giza, you're experiencing something that is supposed to endure. Consider the archetypal cowboy. Eastwood and a few dollars more, Kilmer as Doc Holliday, hell, even Rango. Something drives all of these characters in a similar manner. Although all of their motivations aren't exactly the same, what they share is a source. The cowboy looks off into the great western expanse. One wonders what he must be thinking. Well, I can tell you with a high degree of certainty, he's not considering his next move as one tailored to increase his follower count. Rather, he is motivated by an ancient feeling inside of him, and every man like him. The call of the soul, the call of the will to life. The soul calls him into a place that cannot be measured, a place that has no numerical finish line. Wave riders build their life as a house of cards. They measure their success in followers, likes, comments, dollars, you name it, only to be left wanting no matter how big these numbers get. But you, like Zarathustra, are after something far different. You are the one who must first become ashes before you can rise anew, become who you always were and always will be. Wait, how do cars have anything to do with this? Car culture has changed much in my lifetime, but one thing's for sure. I find copious amounts of inspiration within it. Like many, I was geeked on numbers early on. I wanted to put together a project that made gobs and gobs of horsepower for its own sake. It didn't matter if it looked good, was enjoyable, or if it was even like overall cool at all. My mind at the time told me that if certain numbers are reached, that is what defines the thing as cool. As I have matured, I have come to realize that I want to pursue automotive enthusiasm the same way the painter explores the canvas, the same way the sculptor pursues beauty inside of the marble. Within this hobby, I can express myself, my interests, and what I feel are inspiring aesthetics. Curating a project that leaves you feeling full of accomplishment, satisfied with your own abilities, and fulfilled, this is priceless. There are no numbers by which to measure fulfillment. There is no scale. But when you feel it, when you realize you've become what you must, there is no comparison, no measure necessary. I'll leave you with some things to think about. Are you headed somewhere only to be surpassed? Or is your journey leading you to a place both nowhere and everywhere all at once?